Hello, and welcome to a Doug Debug tutorial. I get asked so many times while I'm streaming over on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, how is it that I am streaming from a streaming PC with all of the streaming elements, okay, with the scenes and everything, but yet I'm playing on a PS4? And it turns out that that is harder to answer than what you realize. So I'm going to try to answer that in this video.
Okay, so basically, here's how you do it. You have your PlayStation 4 here, okay? Now, this will work with any console. There are slight differences, obviously, with different consoles. But essentially, you have this right here, okay, which that's upside down. But it's the UGREEN USB Sound card, okay? Look here, okay? One of these is an input, and one of these is an output. All right, so then to trace that wire, because the PS4 is so noisy, I'm referring to white noise on its audio channels. You need these right here, okay? That's also upside down, but there we go. It's the MPOW, MPOW. These are all these links will be in the description, of course. These are sound suppressors, basically, okay? So they're just in line, okay? They're just in line with 3.5 millimeter. Now these, okay? These go to, all right, so if you follow those two 3.5 millimeter cables, audio cables, or aux cables, okay, you'll see that one goes into the speaker port on your computer, and one goes into the line in port on your computer. So as you can see, all you really need is 3 ports. Now normally, my microphone would be plugged into the microphone port right there, okay? The microphone port on your computer is where my microphone is plugged in at. Okay, so now we've traced the audio, okay? So then I have the Elgato HD internal PCI Express capture card, but it doesn't matter. You can have an external one or any other brand. And as you can see, okay, I've got my PS4 going into that. It's got an in. And then I have my another HDMI cable going out of that to the PS4 monitor or TV. Doesn't matter. Okay, so continuing to trace wires here, okay, we've got an XLR mic here, okay. It doesn't really matter it doesn't matter at all, actually, what XLR mic that you are using, okay? But it does need to be XLR. Now, I have it going into this Yamaha switcher. I really highly recommend you get a switcher. You do not have to have one, okay? This is the Yamaha MG06, okay? Now, the reason why I recommend using a mixer is because this microphone comes out XLR of the microphone and goes in right here, XLR, okay? Now, all of this part of the mixer is all the in. The only out is this square up here. Those are the outs up there, okay? So you can have a lot of things going in here, okay? But then on this channel, where my microphone comes in, okay, I can change the gain, I can change the highs and the lows and the levels, and then I can also suppress high frequencies, and then also this supplies phantom power. Right here, that's what that is. Phantom power to my XLR. So if you don't have a mixer, then you need to buy a little phantom power product to get power to your microphone. Your microphone will work without the mixer, but I mean, I really think you should have one, okay? So then this cable right here, okay, it's 2/4 inches, okay, right and the left, okay? And that is 3.5 millimeter on the other side, and that goes into my microphone port on a PC or any device, okay? But that goes into my microphone port on my streaming PC, okay? Now, while I'm here and just talking with you here, okay, I've also got a light here on my desk, a light right here on my desk, and a light right here on my desk, okay? Also, I've got the Logitech Brio here, okay? Logitech Brio on an arm, okay? It's on an arm, and I can then adjust this to wherever I want it, okay? And then the Neewer microphone here comes with, it comes with this arm if you buy the kit, okay? And it comes with the shock mount as well, okay? So back to routing cables. These two audio cables here, okay, that go to the sound card right here. You can plug in this USB sound card to anything that has USB, okay? So you name it and it'll work with it, okay? So what I do is I will plug this in to any port, any USB port in my PS4, okay? And then in the PS4 settings, every time you reboot, I have to switch it from TV, outputting TV, okay? The audio to the TV, and outputting to the USB device instead. Okay, no big deal, but that's how it works. Now, I will also take this right here, okay, and I will plug it in to my MacBook, okay, and then I reboot my MacBook into Windows to play Windows games, but also I can play Mac games as well. Okay, same USB sound card for both. Okay, now what's happening is instead of Elgato or your capture card capturing the audio across HDMI, instead of that, okay, so not doing that, we're sending the audio out to this, okay, all right? So remember, you have an in and an out, okay? So what that means is one of these is sending audio from my streaming PC to this. And one of these is receiving audio from whatever it's plugged into back to my streaming PC. So one's going to the PS4, one's coming from the PS4. So the two to the PS4, that is required so that I can have one microphone, and go from one microphone to the mixer, okay, with one wire from the mixer to the PC, okay, and then I'll show you this in a minute. Then I take that one microphone signal and it goes to my stream and it goes to this USB sound card. So whatever this USB sound card plugged into, it works. And it sounds beautiful. There's no audio loss in any of the stuff that we're discussing here. I hope I've shown you enough visual feedback here on how everything is done. I do happen to have this this HDMI switcher right here, okay? And this is just because this allows me to easily, instead of going under my desk, this allows me to easily switch HDMI signals from my MacBook to my PS4 and back. That's just because I'm every single day I'm streaming PS4 games and Windows games. And this is just a convenience. You don't have to have this. It's all it is a switcher. The little button right here so you can switch which HDMI you want. And it can be 3 devices. So I could have a PS4, a computer, and an Xbox. All ready to just switch inputs right here. Okay. Now, let me show you where the magic happens on the computer.
Alright, so now we move to the somewhat more complicated part of the video. I will admit, this one took me quite a while to get working right. Okay, so here we have on our screen is the Voicemeeter Banana. That's just software. Okay, it's free. It's donationware. I did donate because I love the software and it works 99% of the time. Okay, I want to get this out here ahead of time, right now. If you unplug anything and plug it back in to your PC, to your streaming PC, okay, then even though these settings will look right, they will not be. So for instance, earlier, what I did is I unplugged the microphone here, okay, and from my PC and plugged it into my iPhone, and then plugged it back in, and it was not receiving my microphone, even though everything said it was. So I just had to click on it, and then this was already selected, but then select it again, and then you'll see the meters here. Okay, before there was nothing happening here on the meters. Okay, all right. Now, this is, think about all of this just like it's a highway interchange. Okay, it's a highway interchange, right? You have entries onto the highway, you have exits onto the highway, right? You got signs everywhere telling you, where does this lead you? What does that lead you? Okay, so think of it like that. That's what it is. That is exactly what it is. And in the meantime, you can set, I'm going to try to keep on going with this analogy, is you can set speed limits on each interchange differently, you know, based on what it needs. If this interchange has a sharp curve in it, you can make them go slower there. If this interchange is perfectly smooth and just keeps on going, well, then you can just have it a nice higher speed. Okay? Okay, so remember, we have those 3 ports on the back of our computer. Okay? You have a microphone port, you have a speaker port, and you have a line in port. Now you can change those ports and what they do, but before we get into that, let's get into Voicemeeter Banana. And I'm not gonna mince words again. This is difficult. Okay, so just pause, play, go back and watch, and just keep working through it. Okay, so you have hardware out over here. See, hardware out. All right, 1, 2, 3, hardware out. Okay, and then over here, this side is how you, well, really, it's this over here. The ones that I have labeled mic, Streamlabs, and PS4. You can label these whatever you want. Okay, see, watch. You just click on it. Oh, sorry, you double click on it. Oh no, wait, you click on here, click here, click here. Oh, okay, you right click on it. Sorry, my bad. So once you click on it, right click on it, then you have to hit enter. Okay, now A1. All hardware ports are going to be up here in this section up here. WDM. WDM are your hardware, actual hardware. So this first one's going to my speakers. Now you might think, oh, my speakers. Okay, no. This is the speakers port on your PC. The speaker port on your PC. It's the port it's talking about. Okay? That's important to remember that. This is not the sound that's going to be coming through your headphones. Okay? Necessarily, unless you want to set up that way, but that's not the way I set it up, and I think there's good reasons why not to do that. Okay? So what I do is I have this USB headset here. USB. This plugs in USB Bluetooth to my streaming PC. Okay? That's what A2 is here. Okay, A2 also hardware. Okay, see, speakers, and it just has a number 7 in there. Doesn't matter, could say anything. And yours could be differently labeled here. You just got to look at your sound control panel to see what yours are labeled. All right, speakers, wireless, stereo, headset. That's what I'm wearing right now. Okay, so anything in here that I want to hear in these headphones, okay, all I have to do is select A2. See, this is called A2. I come over here and I select A2 on anything that I want to come out of my headphones. Okay. Now, when I said sound control panel, I was talking about this right here. Okay. We'll come back to that. Okay. We'll come back to this. Okay. Now, and then number 3, A3 is a virtual port, and this is definitely going to sound complicated to you at first, but MME down here, these are virtual ports. Okay. So VB. Audio virtual cable. Okay, just think of it like this. Okay, this is allowing me to route audio. No, scratch that. Well, yes, but this is allowing me to, in a different app, okay, to select this as an output, even though it's fake. Okay, let's just say Discord, and they're on their output settings, instead of going out to speakers, out to headphones, whatever, it goes out to VB1. Okay, it goes out to VB1. All right, so then in your recording software of choice, I use Streamlabs. Okay, you can then tell Streamlabs to listen on a sound device. It could be any port on your computer, but also it can be this virtual VB1. This is basically adding another virtual port to your computer. That comes from Voicemeeter Banana, but it is not in the same download. Okay, you just it's on their website. It's a different installer for virtual ports. Okay, now over here to this section right here. Okay, now obviously right here, this this first section here, let me move it back over, sorry. This first section here, okay, you see this up at the top right here, this box? This allows me to do a lot of different things to my microphone coming into my computer. Okay? This is straight up allowing me to edit my actual microphone port. Okay? Microphone port. I can do all this stuff to it. I can, it says do FX, like echoes, brightness, lows, highs, color panel, and voice. You can do all sorts of different things to your microphone from right here. You've got a gate, okay? You got a compressor. I don't use these built into the app right here, but you definitely can. So you might be able to avoid buying a mixer if you delve into these settings here on this app, okay? So obviously I can then adjust the volume. And this mic right now is going out to A1. A1 is speakers. Now, if you recall, there is a 3.5 millimeter going from my speakers on my PC, my speaker port, back through the MPOW sound suppressor to the USB sound card and into my PS4. Okay? So, that means that whatever I do right here, okay, is adjusting the sound of my microphone and however it sounds or whatever, and it's only being listened to on or sent out to my speaker port. Okay? Now let's just say I wanted to hear my microphone in my ears right now. I hit A2, and now I can hear myself talking in my ears right now. Right now. Okay? Boom, undo it. I can't hear myself talking anymore. See? Okay, now this right here, Streamlabs VB port. So I've selected this right here, and what this does is, what I've done is I've told Streamlabs, actually it's off right now. I can't really remember right now the second why I have this built. I don't actually need 3. I just need 2. Okay? So I might have been messing with some settings or something like that. I'm not really positive why exactly. I can't remember right now. See, it is complicated software. I will admit that. I definitely will admit that. Okay, so then here we go. We've got, this is hardware, remember? WDM, it's hardware, okay? Line in. This is that usually blue one, okay? There is a 3.5 millimeter plug-in plugged into this, okay? And it's running back through another MPOW sound suppressor, so you need 2 of them, 1 for each side, okay? And it's also going into the sound card, the USB sound card plugged into the PS4, or plugged into anything, plugged into your another PC you have, plugged into a Switch, plugged into an Xbox, plugged into whatever it is. Has to be a digital signal. Otherwise, you have to buy a completely different capture card to make this work. You have to buy an analog capture card. And no, I'm not even going to get started on that. I don't have one. I'm not in the business of that right now. Okay? But what this is doing is it is taking the sound from my PS4 or from anything, okay, back, and it's feeding it into this line in port on my PC. So how do I hear the sounds coming from my console? How do I hear the sounds coming from my gaming PC? It's not over the HDMI port. It's not over the HDMI port. You could do that, but not with a PS4. This is where the setup is specifically for a PS4, but it will work just as good with anything, but it's required for the PS4. In order for me to hear the game sound and for the stream to hear the game sound, it has to be done this way. Okay? So what's happening is the audio is being sent out on the PS4. You switch it in settings every time you reboot it. Okay? You switch it to USB. It says something like USB sound card. From TV antenna to USB sound card on the PS4. Okay, it's pretty simple. All right, so you switch it from that each time to USB audio. It sends all the sounds the PS4 makes, every single sound, every single thing, to my PC. Okay, to this right here, to this right here. Now, I can then send that, to my headset right here. Okay, right here, my headset right here, right? And then also to A3. There's A3, the B1 virtual audio port. So it's going to my ear, right? But it also has to go to the stream. So Streamlabs is listening to an audio capture device called VB, or I've renamed it to B1 just to make it simpler. B1, called B1 virtual, or VB audio virtual cable. Okay? Okay, that's what A3 is. So when I adjust this volume right here, that adjusts the game volume on the stream and also in my ears. So if I don't want to do that, if I want to leave that there all the time, okay, here is where the sound control center comes in. Okay, Windows Sound Control Center, playback. So what we want here is we want Voicemeeter aux input to be default. See? Default. It's not set to default right now. I think this is just how goofy the sound system can be. That's what it boils down to. Okay, but there's a check mark on it, right? It is default. But it's also saying this is default. Or no, this is saying this is default for phone? I don't know. This is default communication device. This is default. This is your default. You're changing your default sound system. Okay. And then recording. It's got my microphone. It's got my microphone as default, but it doesn't really matter. They want you to make sure it's always this right here, Voicemeeter aux output. But as you can see, for some reason it changes. I guess when I unplug my microphone and plug it back in, but everything's working just fine with my microphone being default. But playback, go over here. Boom. See that right there? This is a virtual audio port that you install from Voicemeeter. Okay? And we're using it like there's a virtual cable, a virtual audio cable running from something to something else. Okay? Right now, it's like we're running a virtual audio cable. Okay? This is going to sound crazy, but it's like we're running a real cable from one piece of software on my computer to another piece of software on my computer. An actual cable. It's like we're running a cable. Okay? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. And gals, this is complicated. I'm not going to lie to you. It is. Now, if you wanted to change some stuff in here, okay, you could, okay? So, for instance, right here, this is going to be your speaker port, right? Go to properties. I can change some stuff in here, which I do not do. Okay, that one doesn't let me do it. Hang on 1 second. Line in. Okay. See how it says listen? Right here, listen to this device on line in. See that? So that allows you to change this line in, right? To a line in and a microphone in one port. Okay, because it's receiving sound, that's line in, and you're telling the computer to listen to that port. Listen to it. There are reasons why you'd want to do that. For the sake of this tutorial, don't do that. Okay. If I remember correctly, that's for whenever you don't have enough ports, and you got to use all sorts of different 3.5mm splitters and stuff like that. All right, so what do I need to show you? I need to show you Streamlabs. Okay. So I need to show you Streamlabs now. Okay. All right. Here we have Streamlabs OBS. Okay. So if you happen to be using OBS or some other video streaming software, just take the principles that you see here and apply them to your situation. Okay. It's not we're not doing anything rocket science here. Okay. So first things first. All right, let's go to settings. Now in the settings window, you have audio. Okay. I don't mess with any of this stuff. Keep it on default. I did mess with it. Don't do it. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to create scenes. Okay. Plus, you enter a new scene. Okay. You say done. All right. We're gonna say it's a newer scene. So then, if I go to, let's just say live screen. Okay. And I've got my I want to add a microphone. Okay. Instead of hitting plus and saying audio capture, you say scene. Okay. And then you add the newer scene, which is your microphone. And then I can add additional things to it in just this scene, but it will automatically have those filters on it that I set no matter what. Okay. So no matter if I'm on live screen or full screen with chat or whatever. Okay. All right. Now I'm on live screen right now. Okay. And these are just all the different sources that I have added to this live screen. Okay. So like this is a video source that I added to it. Okay. But let's just go down here to game audio BT1. Go back to my live screen. I'm gonna go down to my game audio. Okay. Now I could, if I wanted to, okay, I could adjust. See, there's number 3. Okay, BT1. It's going to my headset and to the virtual cable. I could adjust the volume right here. You see these little spikes right here? Okay, that is the noise that's coming from the PS4 that I'm not hearing because of those MPOWs. Those MPOW suppressors are suppressing that sound, but the software still sees the digital signal. Okay, but you don't hear it. It's not audible signal anymore. Okay, I could adjust the sound for VB1 here. Okay, but I've kind of got it like at a pretty, whatever sounds good to me there. Now, over here in the game audio, this mixer screen will show anything that's on the scene you're in only. The scene you're in only, right here. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go down to game audio BT1. See, I have it at -11 decibels because the reason why this is useful. Now in non-performance mode, you're gonna see levels right here. Okay. But I'm in performance mode so that this video looks good for you. You're going to see levels right here. And so when the game is playing audio through it, right, you can see it if it's peaking too much. If it's going up into the green and then up into the red, you can see it. So you turn it down some. Or you could be listening to your stream and your stream says, hey, the game's too loud. But you don't want to turn your microphone down. But the game's too loud. Okay? So you turn this down and say, hey, your microphone's too loud. So there it is, my microphone, Neewer NW700. Turn it down. Okay? Now, again, you could turn down your master right here, your master microphone, but that is going to turn down, pay attention class, that is going to turn down your microphone going to your PS4. This right here, in Voicemeeter Banana. Why is that? That's because this is only going to A1. It is not going to anywhere else. Okay? It's not going anywhere else. This gives you a lot more freedom to be able to adjust your volume levels. Okay? That's the key to this right here. Now, back over here. Let's just say that I don't want to adjust my mic volume going to my PS4. But I do want to adjust my mic volume going to the stream. That's right here. Okay? That's the name of my microphone. Okay? Also, remember the mixer we went over earlier? I can adjust the mic volume there too. Okay? And of course that one would adjust the mic volume. That's the master mic volume. It's going to adjust everything. Okay? Now, if you want to adjust your mic volume going to your PS4 or going to your streaming PC, right here, boom. This does not affect your streams hearing your microphone. This only affects your buddies hearing you in the game, because this is the one that's going back to the PS4 or back to a gaming PC, if you want to do it that way. This is for those people. This also works for those people who stream on one PC and game on another PC. You can do this entire thing we're talking about right now. Okay. All right. Well, okay, everybody. Thanks for watching. That's pretty much it for now. If you have any additional questions, please post those in the comments. If you want to keep watching, you can. I'm going to be showing the links to the products that I showed in this video. Okay. The links will also be in the description, but I will be showing them to you if you want to keep watching the video and get a better visual, kind of a better visual impact on what it is I'm talking about when I'm talking. Okay? Thanks for watching, everybody. Everybody have a great day. Thanks. Okay, sort of a bonus featurette here. Okay? All right, so here we have the Neewer desk clamp adjustable suspension boom. Okay, so it's pretty much what you see is what you get here. See, it connects down here, and then it connects and mounts to anything with a 1/4 inch, screw in on the bottom, and that includes DSLRs and webcams and what do you call those things? GoPros, right? And that sort of thing. It's a very, very good arm and very good price, is my opinion on that. Okay, and then we have the MPOW ground loop noise isolators. Okay, two of these is what you need. It kind of shows some stuff in here, like images and stuff, and how to use them. They don't quite capture what it is we're going for, but it doesn't matter. Okay, and whatsoever, it doesn't matter whatsoever. You could buy one with a longer cable. I don't need that at all, but you could. Okay, they're $1 more. That's not a bad deal. Each side is detachable. You can't really tell it from here, but you can detach. You can detach either side, flip it, turn it, whatever you want to do. Okay, it's got 3.5 millimeter on each side. You need two of these. One for the line going into, we're going to say PS4. Okay, and one for the line coming out of the PS4. All right. Then I happen to purchase this. Okay. This would be the Yamaha MG06X. I did a lot of, actually this is not the one I purchased, sorry. This is the one I purchased right here, okay? It's basically the same thing. The other one gives you effects. You don't need it. You don't need it at all whatsoever, okay? This does not support USB anything, so keep that in mind. If you have anything USB, you cannot do this. If your microphones are USB, you cannot stream your PS4 and use one microphone. You'd have to have a microphone plugged into your PS4 and another microphone plugged into your streaming PC, and you'd have to have two microphones. To each their own, but that's not what we're doing here. Okay, one microphone. All right, then you're gonna do some XLR cables. Really, you only need one, because the one that comes with my XLR mic is 3.5 millimeter on the other end, and I didn't like that. You can keep it that way. You can. I don't like that. So for next to nothing here, which you could buy these 3-footers, and that's even too long, really, right? Because it's going from your microphone to your mixer right in front of you, because you need your mixer right in front of you to be able to adjust it and turn it on and off and that kind of stuff. Okay, there's your XLR cables. Now you will absolutely need one of these, okay, because the only outs, well, that's not entirely accurate, but I highly recommend you doing this, okay? I highly recommend it. They do have a headphone out on the mixer, and you could technically do 3.5 millimeter headphone out to your PC. I don't recommend that, okay? So here we go. You got a dual 1/4 inch to a 3.5. This is the cable that brings your microphone sound from your mixer to the microphone port on your PC. Okay. All right. And then this is a kit. Okay. This is a kit. It has everything in the image that you see here. Okay. It has the actual, look how cheap it is. It has the actual microphone. It has that 3.5mm cable we talked about. It has the pop filter, which I don't use, and it has the, you don't see it in the image, but it does have this little foam piece to put over the actual microphone. You don't see it. And of course the arm. Highly recommend the arm. It's a great arm. I love it. I love Neewer products. Neewer. Okay, and then we have here the UGREEN. This happens to be the brand that I purchased. It came to me recommended from another YouTube channel, and I do recommend it. I do. Been using it for a while now, and it just works. It just works. It's pretty simple. Okay. This is the external sound card that you have to plug into your PS4. This is my webcam that I use. I shoot in 1080p 60. Okay. 1080p 60 is what I shoot in. This can go to 4K, but you don't get 60 frames per second. So 1080p 60 is highly recommended for your webcam, and this goes straight into my streaming PC. Okay, straight into my streaming PC. And then if you don't already have some 3.5mm cables hanging around, you will need this one right here is listed as a 1-pack because it looks like the 2-pack is out of stock in this size. Let's see, 2-pack, 4 feet. This might be cutting it close. A 2-pack at 4 feet probably wouldn't work for me because you got to go from your PS4 wherever it's at and route it somewhere through your desking system over to your streaming PC on the back on the ground, you know, usually, and that could be definitely pushing 4 feet. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. You will need 2 of those. And then last but not least, this is the exact capture card that I use. Okay, because if you notice right here, it says H.2.64 recording while streaming. Okay, what this is doing is this has a built-in H.264 encoder inside of it. The 4K version does not have that. You understand? See? H.264 encoder right there in the box. The external versions of this product does not have that. If you want an external version that does this, meaning you're using a laptop, so you need it to be external, right? You need to get the, bear with me here, chat, or bear with me here, stream, bear with me here. You need to get the Avermedia Live Gamer Portable Plus right here. I owned this for a very short period of time. It worked perfect, but turned out I wanted an internal card. It just worked out better for my setup. But this is an external card, the only external card that also has an encoder in it, which is super important unless you have just an outrageous amount of computer power. But still, I recommend it having an encoder. It's my opinion. I think it's worth it. Why not? Once they come out with an Elgato 4K HDR and all that jazz, high frame rate with an encoder in it, which will probably be months from now, not too long probably, before the PS5 and Xbox, then you're going to want to have that one, right, as an internal card. I don't know about their external cards, but I do recommend Elgato's just because I just think they have the best quality for the price range that we're talking about here, right? So here would be the external version of what I have, but if you'll notice, go down here to specifications, no, overview. Essentially, there's no encoder, and so you see how it requires pretty beefy computer just to run the encoder. Okay, not to mention if you're going to want to play games on your streaming PC. Okay, not to mention if you're also going to be running OBS on your streaming PC and streaming at very high qualities, it's also going to need to encode that. So if you start adding it up, I don't know. It's just, this is for people who are not going to be playing games at all, period, on their streaming PC, and it's a very powerful streaming PC. All right, I've went on long enough. I hope everybody can find this video and benefits from this video. I just hope it works for you. If you have any questions whatsoever, let me know and I'll answer them. Okay? Thanks. Bye. Hope that he crashes. Gotta hope that he crashes. Gotta hope that he crashes. No one said I crash.